Hello, and welcome back to the Darby Creek Diaries. I'm Gail Thompson, and I am heading back to the craft room to do some different techniques and show you more products. But this is my last video of my invention series, and we're going to have another giveaway. Yes, 2 in a row. That's amazing, isn't it? But before we get to that, I want to show you the make and takes, the classes, and the swag that we got at Create as a student. And then we'll talk in there about the giveaway. Let's get started.
Hello, I'm going to try to do this a little differently. I couldn't get my microphone to work, but I thought it would be easier for me to talk about these as I'm looking through them. These are the make and takes from Simon Says Create. There were loads of them I didn't get to because it was a bit crowded, but I got to lots of fun ones and I wanted to share them with you. Now this is from La La Land, and it's basically, we're stacking die cuts. We did use STENCIL back here, and for the drops, and I wound up buying that STENCIL because it was super cute. But when you open it up, ta-da! Have a monster birthday. This will be perfect for my nephew. Super cute. I love interactive cards. We're going to get to the make and takes, or the classroom, later. Next up, we have Simon Says Stamp. They had several tables there. We just used an embossing folder, and then they have a flower die cut that actually fits the embossing folder. So you would just put that back in, die cut that, and then we just use blending brushes and we blended out several varieties of lilac and purple, and then just colored in on the flower. And this is Pink and Main. Pink and Main they have a new foiling machine out, and so a lot of what they're doing is foiling. It's pretty cool. It's a mink, but it's a pink mink. I just have the regular laminator, and I will show you some of the cool stuff that she has in another video. So we just we did the foiling for this, and this is a foiling die cut. It was and a kit that die cut the butterfly and put an impression in it, and then we foiled it, and then we just layered up the background, but it's super shiny. Again, this is Pink and Main. And this one is Crafter's Companion. Sorry I had to look, but I decided I would make notes. Crafter's Companion, we just did watercolor stamping with a stencil. We just got the stencil all inked up and then just laid it down. And then we took the same inks and we took some blending brushes and just covered over the background. And then, of course, we die cut the heart. So this is Crafter's Companion. They have the new Gemini, which is super, super quiet. And I would love to have, but I really, the junior one's still working, even if it sounds like a trash truck. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. This is Newton's Nook. The technique here was basically, well, we stenciled, oh, I'm sorry, this paper is already printed. We just colored in on colored paper, which is a little different technique. Makes it super easy for coloring and really forgiving, because if you miss a spot, at least there's color behind it. And we just layered up the die cuts. Nothing real intricate because people needed to really move through these because the lines were kind of long. So this was Newton's Nook. This is Picket Fence. Picket Fence has those big blending, those pouncers. And so we played with those one day, and the other day we did some die cutting, and we stamped the sunshine background and then just layered and did some inlaid die cutting right there. Super cute. This Picket Fence. This one is from Dare to Be Artsy, and it is a pop-out card, so it stands up. It's an easy mechanism to work with, and her new line is the 70s, you know, the groovy, and roller skates, and she's got the VW vans and big old flowers and that sort of thing. So it's really cute, and so this was a make and take from one of the days. Now, this is from Ink on 3, and very few of the things did I, really learn something, but I had heard of her Altair ink, and it is a dye ink, but if you look at this, it looks like I watercolored with, two different inks, which I did, but I did it at the same time. If you were to do this wet, which I did, wet on wet, with regular dye inks, it would just be mud. But with these inks, it came out beautifully. You could just color right over the top, which is sort of the property of a pigment ink. But this is definitely, it's transparent or translucent or whatever, but it's pretty neat. And so I did buy these inks, and I will be showing you that shortly in a video. I've already started it. So this is Ink on 3 with Altair ink.
Here is an example of one that I didn't get to do, but a friend of mine did, using the fade out ink on a stencil and then putting a stamp over top and coloring it. I'm going to have a tutorial on that shortly.
And then, this is, waffle flower. In waffle flower, we did stencils. We had layering butterfly stencils. And they have shaker windows to match. So it was a die cut and a shaker thing bundle with stencils. And I'm sure there was a stamp that had to go with that as well. And we just blended 3 different colors in the same family and added some sparkly butterflies and just stamped fluttering by to say hello. And this was waffle flower. Another Simon Says stamp one. We stenciled we didn't stencil. We used masking magic. It had a heart already cut out. We laid it on the sheet, and then we stamped the tulips. There were 2 or 3 layers of tulips, and then we took the blending brush and just added some color around it to give it a little bit of, something. And this is completely a 1-layer card. And all it needs is a sentiment. And I normally leave those until I need the card. This was Dare to Be Artsy's second day card, or actually it was the first day card, but each of the vendors had 2 cards for make and takes. They changed them each day. So that was pretty cool. This would be better if I didn't have somebody else's label on it. So anyway, this is Dare to Be Artsy, and it's kind of a southwestern sort of stamp set, and then she's got some shapes there in the background, and then we framed it with the same color as the background. Pretty cute and super easy to do. Susie Platamura was there. There really wasn't much time at the tables to color. I'm not a quick colorer, but there are people that are even slower than me. And so I didn't color the whole thing of this. She's the one that makes these watercolor cards for Simon Says Stamp. And she has many, many sets of them. And they're easy to make for card fronts. All you got to do is color them in and go. And kids like them too. And I love llamas, so that's why I picked this one. Ranger was in the house. And this is an interesting concept. These frames look like faux wood, and we just applied them with some foam tape. But he's got some new transparencies. Tim has some new transparencies out, and so you can make them look like window panes. And then they decided, well, let's just make it a shaker window pane. And this was the first card that I did. And of course I was in a hurry. So guess what I did? Backwards. But that's okay. I'll just trim this off and put it on another card, and I'll have a whole nice square of black to work with. But I'll show you these transparencies in a little bit in more depth. And then Maria was there. She has the most interesting, the stamps, once you layer them, are the most realistic of anything I've seen. Kitchen sink stamps. This is using her teddy bear one, obviously, and then there's a balloon one that also has the happy birthday sentiment. And this is several layers, and the neat thing is that actually those layers are in purple, and it gives an okay effect. I would have never thought of that. I would have probably used super dark brown or black, but pretty neat. And who doesn't smile when they see stuff from this company? This is Doodlebug. Yes, Doodlebug. And I wound up doing this later and just picking up the packet because, like I said, the day was about done, and there was still a line at the table, and I really wanted to do this because it's just cute. And all it is layering die cuts, adding a little tie there, and you just have to smile when you see their stuff. They're just always so bright and cheery. And we got the envelope to go with it, which I love because I love the stripes on the inside. The second day, Ranger did a tag. There is a tag here on the back. And I'm not really good at this sort of thing, so I did what I could. They just gave us a packet of things to play with, and we were supposed to, put them on the tag. You could color these dresses and all, but I did not get to that. And I didn't want to ruin it anyway, but it is like a fun little birthday party from back when I was a kid. That looks like it would be in the 60s. And here's the other Doodlebug card. So cute. Just make this little banner, and I mean, it's just darling. And just layer up these die cuts. Doodlebug is really good at making super quick, super simple cards. And this could be for several occasions. It could be birthday or anything. And of course, we also got the envelope for that. Very, very cute. And then one more we did with Simon. This is the whole background is a shaker. And we took Stays-On white ink and just stamped the plastic, and we wrapped it around this iridescent card stock from Simon, filled it up with some shaker bits, and just made a real simple but fun card. We are back. I had to make sure that the microphone was working, well, not microphone, but the camera internal mic was working before I went on. Anyway, the first class I was going to show you was with Gina K and Jennifer McGuire, and they gave us a little bit of swag. This is Gina K's new tidy towel. She says it is amazing. It is not anywhere near like the other towel. Loads of improvements. So I'll be interested to give this a try. She also gave us a pen and a pen. And then Jennifer McGuire gave us a pack of little sayings and stickers. Very, very sweet. They have a very complete book of our project so that when we got home, we would know how to recreate it if we so desired. And then, let me get this stuff out of the way. We worked with a brand new stamp set called Create Friendship. It's just now available on Gina K Designs. It comes as a packet. It's got the stamps. Let me get this light from shining on everything quite as much. It's plastic, so it's hard for me to knot. But anyhow, it comes with the stamps, a stencil set, and a full die set that's already matted on magnets. I haven't opened this yet, obviously. We didn't need them at the class. And then some masking stencils that we used quite a bit in our project, which is why mine is purple. But anyway, these are super. They're called mask and fillers. I have all this stuff linked below, and I appreciate it if you use those links because I get a little bit of income from that if you purchase it at no cost to you, or no additional cost to you. So basically we had a lot of florals going. I didn't get to finish this one. I was not listening. I mean, I was listening, but I was a little behind and I was trying to catch up. So I didn't get this done quite the way that the class did. A lot of us had to do a little bit of finishing up, but this is what it looked like once it was finished. Mine's pretty close. I just need to do the inside, but super fun technique. Just put your mask, this mask, in the center, and then just lightly, don't even really intentionally go over the edge of the mask too far, and it gives you a little shadow. Super cute. And then we added dots to the flowers, which was an ongoing theme. I'll show you. It was just putting the stencil over the stencil. And I have another video I did a couple years ago about stenciling over stencils that I can link below. But this is a super cute idea. And I love that masking set that she has. And this one, I wasn't still catching up, so I kind of messed this up a little bit. But basically, from a distance, it looks fine. I just shouldn't have taken my stencil off before I did this inside stuff. But anyway, it's a gatefold card. And super cute. And this one was Jennifer's design. The first one that I showed you was Gina's design. They split the class. Gina did two and Jennifer did two. The first project that we actually worked on was this one. And I just don't want to get about 5,000 little. I didn't get to finish, of course. I'm really not slow either, but they were trucking. I guess I need to re-glue that. But this is a stencil on stencil technique, and it just made a little crosshatch, and it was using the lines from that stencil. And then we just stenciled in the rest. We stamped that, added this little die cut, and layered it, and it's super pretty. And once again, it could be used for many occasions. And the last card we worked on was this one. And it's just a really cool pop-up. And then we have the hidden thing there. And then you can stamp something else or write your own little note in there. And we just lined up the butterflies, did a little bit of ink blending. Super cute. And this was another one of Jennifer's cards. Next up, Paula was in with, she works for Tim Holtz. And Paula, why can't I think of her last name? It's on the top of my head, and Paula Cheney taught this class, and she really had to keep us going because this was a lot of doing and gluing. Each one of these sections of this file box has trims on it, and it also, we have different techniques. This first technique, it's using those acrylic, the see-through panels that I showed you earlier from the Make and Take, but we did some watercolor smooshing backgrounds. Just laid the ink down and then just smooshed the water over. And just laid this on top with a tiny attacher. And there's all kinds of other things that you could attach, but we were moving at a breakneck pace. So I didn't get a whole lot of extra done. Now this one, I did. This must have been the first one I did, and then I looked up and it's like, oh, I guess I better keep going. And this one is glued. I don't know that I meant to glue this down. I don't think I did. But okay, it's glued down. It's stapled, it's glued, it's not going anywhere. And then this one is still another one of that same technique. Just put your ink down and slide it. And then I kind of mixed up my sections here, but we also did little frames. You could attach frames, and you could use distress crayon on there and color the dresses. And as Tim says, as long as you don't lick your artwork, that color will stay just fine once it's dry. And then we did, of course, the dividers. And then there's another frame. I didn't get to all the framing on that, unfortunately. And then still more frames. And I did do the girl and the idea is you're supposed to put pictures of your family or friends or pets or whatever. Mix those in. You can put them in the side these cards as a little fun thing to have sitting around. Or you can do whatever kind of artwork you want. But this is meant to just sort of sit around. And then we just did some of he had some floral, there were all kinds of materials, and I'm going to show you here in a minute, but lots and lots of different ephemera to glue on, and we used some foam tape squares to raise them up a bit. And then I remember the days when we used library cards like that. I'm sure not very many of you do. And then we just stapled some things to the sides, just playing around. And then these were some extra cards that just came in the kit that we could do with whatever. We took some of the collage paper that Tim has, and I don't know why I keep scooting out of the frame, and we put it on the front of these file folders and just glued it down with collage medium. And then you can put different ephemera in the different envelope holes there. More dividers. And then some dividers we just made little tabs. Basically, we were just learning how to make different things and put it all in one class. So really neat. It's different from what I typically do. But I did learn quite a bit of, quite a few techniques, or at least I was reminded of some. And then she had a huge class packet. The instructions, oh, they are wonderful. Each technique, she had step-by-step photo instructions. And that'll come in very handy because I usually can't even remember what I did this morning. We also got a whole bag of paper dolls. Now some of this stuff I'm going to mix in with my swag and do a giveaway. And this will be a different giveaway from the Creativation one. So be sure to enter both. I'm in a giveaway mindset right now when I'm seeing all this stuff sitting around that I know that some people would probably get better use for. So loads of paper dolls. I got this little notebook. Paula Cheney cut every single one of these out of books and typed them all. That took scads of work. It's different typefaces, just things that you would read in a book. And then these are layering pieces. These are the nature layering pieces. I don't know that they have a formal name. All of this is linked below in the description. These are the transparencies. This is the rest of the set. And since I showed a couple of projects, I'll show you these. Kind of cool. It's just kind of groovy. And there's one that's just nature. It's hard to see because, well, they're transparent. There's butterflies, there's blobs, there's circles if you want a circle window, shaker card. Lots and lots of these, which I think these are cool. So these won't go in the drawing, but lots of things will. It'll be a stuffed full package, I assure you. Then we have collage strips. This saves you from having to piece a bunch of stuff together. They come in several colorways. There's pink, blue, purple, yellow, red. That's what the back of the package looks like. Lots and lots of choices. We cut up some of those for the project. And then here are more of those frames. And the frames are really cool because they've got the string, you know, it's got sewing on them. I don't know that I pointed that out very well. There's stitching on these frames. So it makes it pretty neat. I like the frames. And then what else do we have? Oh, we just have some ephemera we painted with some paints. And some little tiny clips and things. Super cute. I love the little, there's another one of these little binder clips. I mean, this is, look at, it's so tiny. So cute. So that was it for the Idea-ology class. And then there's the swag. I'm not going to show you all things I purchased. I'm just going to show you the things that I won or were in our swag bag. I got this. Can you believe this? I got myself a little miniature sidekick, and it's got cutting pads, embossing pad, framelits, dies, 7 stamps, impression folders. I've always wanted one that I could have just sitting here at the table. And along with that, I got a surfaces tool that was in a bundle. And this slices paper. I wanted to keep this sort of separate since it's sharp. And I didn't want to catch it on things. So anyhow, this just slices through paper. Probably maybe could take it on an airplane. And then there's a distressor there. Super surprised because I typically don't win anything, but I've been on kind of a run. Then Ranger gave us a marker bag. And that's nice for transporting markers. And once you get to your destination and you want to use them, you just drop it down and then the bag is short again. Okay. And then everything kind of came in this bag. It's just kind of hard to show you the whole bag. And it had all the sponsors on the back. But it's a super nice bag, and I am going to take it on my trip. Kids and I are going to go to California in the fall. So Simon gave us this also wonderful bag. The first when we went to registration. And then basically it's your basic kit when you go to convention stuff. Like a little notebook, hand sanitizer, notes. Somewhere I'm sure there's a pen. And then there's this little pen here. I have a couple of extra of these, so for sure one of them will be in the drawing box with all the other goodies. Then we got some paper from Moda Scrap, and this looks like graduation paper. And since I don't have anybody graduating, I'm sure this will go into the swag bag giveaway. Then we had 6x7 pockets by Stamp and Storage. And they're just like little file pockets. I think that'd be great for separating, you know, pre-made die cuts. I think that's what I'm going to use this for. Okay. Those sticky things on the top of these packages are the death of me. Okay. Next, Trinity Stamps gave us a really cute little bag. And it also came with some stars and little circular confetti. And then it also came with one of their, whoops, the confetti's leaking. It also came with one of their tools. I don't know if you've never seen one of these. I already have one, but it's not opened either. But it's their poke it tool on one end, or stiletto, I suppose it's called, and then your jewel picker tool on this end. And then, of course, it's just styling with the crystals in the middle. And then it looks like we got their crafty glue. You can never have too much glue. Whoops. Well, we're just going to sparkle. Then we have this is from Colorado Craft Company. We have a huge set. It's a mouse wedding. You've got the bride and the groom and all the little mice. And this would be wonderful for people that have weddings coming up. This will be in the drawing because I actually already have one of these from another event. So that will be in the drawing. Hero Arts is bringing back the transfers. Transfers seem to be coming back with several companies. You just take the little stick and you just rub it on, and you don't need heat or water or anything for these. These kind of look a little retro to me, maybe. And then, let's see, Simon has some Tic-Tac-Toes. And Altenew gave us a little sweet cake set. Super cute. And then Olo gave us a pen. My pen happens to be elderberry, so it's a purple. I've heard of these pens, but I've never used it, so that'll be interesting. And then My Favorite Things gave us a paper pad as well. Looks like a birthday kind of paper pad. Super colorful. Newton's Nook gave us a pickup truck with flowers and flowering cans. May your spring be filled with sunshine and blooms. Darling. I love that. And Julie Hickey Designs gave us a whole lot of dots, glossy dots, and a couple of different colorways. I guess that's just telling about it. Get some of this out of the way. Purple Onion Designs. Cute little chipmunk, because the squirrel wouldn't have stripes, right? So that's a chipmunk. With a little hip hip hooray. And this is red rubber. Pretty cool. Waffle Flower gave us birthday puppy stencil. And I'm going to have to play with that because you know how I love puppies. Got one laying on the floor right here next to me, although she's not a puppy. She's pretty old. The other puppies are in the other room. So I'm going to try that. Sizzix has this Making Memories set. It's got the camera and then the dies for the camera, and then you can build it up with the rim. And at the end of the day, it's going to look like that. And then there's a Lawn Fawn set. Cute little guys there. Sort of a, I don't know, a beaver? I don't know. Tree stump, I know what that is. Lots of cute little things because they're having a nice little tea. It says, "You're terrific, sending you positivity." And then they have the other, what do you call it? The dice. I'm losing it here. Mama Elephant. They do a lot of journaling stamps. But the neat thing is that you can just make a quick card, lining these up and, just cut them out. You don't have to, you can just cut it straight. And you got all kinds of different cute things. You could make some little note cards with them. Avery L. gave us a holiday bundle, it looks like. Poinsettia, and there's a deer there. And it says, "Joy, peace, joy to the world." Super cute. And then like I said, loads. I have lots of these pens. Oh, there's the pens for Simon. I've got different Simon pens. Oh, Lawn Fawn gave us some cute little elephant washi tape. My daughter loves washi tape, so I'm going to give this to her. And then I have some Real Teal. And it is this glitter or embossing powder? Sprinkle powder heat. So it's embossing powder. I'll have to try that out. It's a pretty color. It's called Real Teal. And Altenew also gave us a little pin there. So I think that about covers it. I'm going to have details about the drawing. Next, I have all kinds of information on the products below. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends, enter the drawings. There's this one, and I will have the information. I haven't decided on the date yet, so at the end of the video here, I'll have a card that says when the drawing is done.
Woo, that was a lot to cover. So now for the drawing, please comment below which card or technique was your favorite and you'd like to see more of. And also pick a number between 1 and 500. Like we did before, that worked out well because then I just get the number generator out. And please like, subscribe, share. You don't have to do that to enter, but I would really appreciate it. And the drawing will be June the 1st, Thursday, 2023. And I will let you know by social media, plus I will have it put in the description box below. So until next time, I hope you'll like, subscribe, come back and see me. And I'm going to leave some other videos for you to watch in the meantime. I can't wait to get back to the craft room. I'm trying to carve out some time. And I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.